Hey, Riddle here. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you're a subscriber. Thank you. Today's topic is going to be an odd one. It's something that people really don't talk about, and that is dealing with friends and loved ones when you are diagnosed with a chronic or terminal illness, such as cancer. When you talk to people who have gone through surviving cancer or another type of terminal illness in their life, sometimes you will get shocking stories about how their best friend or husband or wife abandons them in their biggest time of need. And right away you want to judge these people and say, gosh, what horribly shallow people. But the fact is that some people can't handle the intensity of facing their own mortality. And when someone close to them, near and dear to them, is subjected to something like a cancer diagnosis or a HIV diagnosis, which no longer is a death sentence, but it used to be, they abandon them because they just can't deal with it. So this brings me to a really interesting topic, and that is, if you have been diagnosed with a terminal illness or a chronic illness, take some time for yourself before you share it with people, because you do have a responsibility, first of all, to know where you're at with it, and how strong you're going to be able to be and what your needs are going to be. Because it's one of those times that you have to be completely and utterly selfish if you want to heal and survive through a diagnosis like that. But in the same vein, there may be people in your life that just can't handle it. And there may be people in your life that are going to make it about them. And this isn't unusual. We live in this society now that is driven by drama and pity. And not to be cold, but the fact is, when you are diagnosed with a terminal illness, you don't really have a choice. You either survive, you fight, or you don't. And if you're lucky and if you're strong, and sometimes that has nothing to do with it, you will survive. But it's nothing that great or noble. It's just what you have to do. But other people, like when you watch American Idol or some of these talent shows, and they bring up these family dramas in order to get the pity vote. And actually, I just want to hear them sing. I really don't care about their personal lives or personal dramas. I think that's really manipulative. I think it's really passive aggressive. And I think it shows a real weakness in our society, especially, that we would allow that. In China, they have the same version of this in China, and when one of the contestants tried to do that, the judge annihilated them basically and said, "You're here to compete, not to receive pity from us. So take that shit somewhere else." So before you disclose your diagnosis to people, be very careful whom you decide to share it with, and take a little time to collect facts, take time to collect yourself, and then really look around you before you start to construct your support system. Don't automatically think that people will be able to support you more than you can support yourself, because many people make this mistake. And it can be devastating when you're already down to feel like you've been kicked by the people that are closest to you that you thought you could depend on. And you can't judge these people because they're just so sensitive that they just can't deal with it. You, on the other hand, don't have a choice. You have to deal with it because it's your problem. But don't allow other people to take your problem and make it their problem, either like overtly or covertly, because many people will. And you just have to be strong, stronger than you ever have in your whole life. And you have to be sensitive, and you have to be smart with who you share information with in regards to constructing your support system and caring for yourself. Because you don't need people breaking down around you, because you need to take care of you. You don't need people abandoning you or having that feeling that you've been abandoned in your time of need. And you don't need people making it about them when it's all about you, because it is about you at that point. And because it's all about you, that's why it's your responsibility to be careful when and how you share this information with friends, loved ones, coworkers, neighbors, and you will have a much better experience healing if you don't set yourself up assuming that people will be strong with you, be strong for you, be there for you. And don't assume that people are going to know what to do. Don't assume that people know how weak you are when you're going through the chemotherapy and radiation. Don't assume that people know that you need for them to bring you food, or you can't go out for months at a time or weeks at a time because you're too fragile. You have to spell everything out for everyone. You have to make it about yourself, but not in a dramatic way, in a factual way, and in an adult way, So that means doing the research, because quite honestly, unless a doctor has had cancer, he may have seen what other people go through, but they're not going to tell you the worst case scenario, because they don't want to put things in your head and scare you or create some psychosomatic behavior. So you really have to talk to other people that have survived, thrived, or people whose family have gone through the process of, going through treatments, and then prepare your game plan. I had a friend, there's certain foods that are horrible when you're going through it, and then certain foods you're going to crave. And all you'll want to eat is mashed potatoes. Through the whole thing, all you want is mashed potatoes. And then after you're done with all your treatments, every time you see mashed potatoes, you're going to want to throw up. You're never going to want them again. So it's also important that you carefully do your research on Eastern medicine, holistic medicine, what it can do to strengthen your immune system and help in the healing process. Because they've done a lot of research that has shown that the mixture of Eastern and Western medicine is the best case scenario, because often these treatments destroy everything in the body. They kill everything, and then your body has to rebuild. Most people don't even eat well enough, though, or exercise or do anything to give the body the basic nutrients it needs in order to function, let alone rebuild itself from the stress of chemotherapy and radiation. So if you're too weak or too stressed out, or you're not good at research, it's important that you find one or two dependable people to bring into your support system that will help you to find out, what are those mushrooms, fungi, vitamins, or herbs that can help in the process with my nausea, with weight gain, with helping my appetite. Perhaps it's a medical marijuana thing, but you don't have the time or energy. You're too frightened to actually go to the pot clinic to get your weed. These are the type of things that will be your responsibility, or your responsibility to delegate, to tell people exactly what your needs are. And some of those needs you won't know until you're nose deep in your own shit. But what you'll learn about yourself and empathy, you know, what it's like to get sick and how people suffer once you survive a terminal illness or a chronic illness or thrive through it. It will change you as a person, and you will become, if you do it with grace and you take this advice, you will come out the other end a strong, wise, amazing version of your previous self. Okay, that's all I have right now. Strange video, right? Feel free to share this. Feel free to like this. When you like a video or you share it, it creates a algorithm within YouTube, which then it's shared with more people. And I think this is a really valuable video and worth that. So I also want you to subscribe if you like my quick money-saving tips, wisdom, and occasional rants, raves, magic, and home repairs. And I really want you to take care of yourselves today, and please take care of each other, because I believe how we treat each other on the streets, that's our ultimate reality. So when you walk out that door in the morning or in the afternoon and you feel like crap because something shitty's going on in your life, well, that's your shit. Don't put your psychic pollution out there in the world. You know, don't project on other people. Treat them with the same kindness and respect that hopefully you would like to be treated with. And if you don't want to be treated with kindness and respect, that may be a good place to start your self journey. All right, take care for now. Please subscribe. Bye.